this function, that is x to the power sine x, because we have x to the power n. We have differentiation for x to the power n, where n is an integer or n is a number, but here there is a function x to the power and the exponent is a function. So that function itself is obviously variable, so we won't be able to apply the formula for x to the power n here. That's why what we did is we applied this rule of logarithm. I mean, we took log on both the sides, and then we have the same expression or function in this form. Same thing we are going to do, or we are going to see similar problem, little not complex but lengthier than this. We have to find dy by dx, and it is given then y to the power x plus x to the power y plus x to the power x is equals to b. So from here you can see it is very difficult to or get this in form of y is equals to some function of x. We cannot get this. I mean, this is not possible. So because it is not possible or difficult, so what to do? So the best way to solve this is that solve these individual functions individually, and then we substituted their differentiation here. That's what we have to do. So what we are going to do is we are going to assume this function as u, this as v, and this as w. So we have these three different functions. U is equals to y to the power x, v is equals to x to the power y, and w is equals to x to the power x. And what does this expression now becomes? U plus v plus w is equals to a to the power b. So now if we have to differentiate with respect to x, we know that their individual differentiation will be equals to 0. Right? So from this, what can I say is that du by dx plus dv by dx plus dw by dx will be equals to 0. That means both sides we are differentiating both sides with respect to x. So let's do that. Now we have to find du by dx, which is itself is a complex function, an exponential function, and not in the form of x to the power n. So suppose the first function, that is u, that is equals to y to the power x. So taking log on both sides, what does it become? Log u is equals to x log y. And now we differentiate with respect to x. So it becomes 1 by u du by dx. That is equals to, now this is a product function. I mean a product of two functions, x into log of phi. So UV formula, that is product rule. So that's what we are going to apply here. That is differentiation of first function, that is 1 into second function as it is, plus first function into differentiation of second function. Right? So from this, I can say that this du by dx is equals to u into log y plus x by y dy by dx. So this is our first expression, from where we got what is du by dx, because that's what we wanted. So du by dx is x by y dy by dx plus log y, right? And into u. Now what is u? U is y to the power x. So even that we can substitute. So if we substitute, it will be just there as a multiple. So leave it. Okay. Same way, we have our second function, that is b, and b is equals to x to the power y. And in that case, if I take log on both sides, it becomes log b is equals to y log x. So now we have to differentiate this with respect to x. So that is the next step, differentiating with respect to x. So what will we get? We'll get 1 by v dv by dx is equals to dy by dx into log x. We are applying the UV rule again. So first function differentiation into second function plus second functions, I mean first function as it is, into differentiation of second function, right? So we have dv by dx is equals to v into log x dy by dx plus y by x. So that is our dv by dx, that is v into y by x plus log x into dy by dx. Okay, same way our last function was w, and that was equals to, I guess, x to the power x, right? And if we take log on both sides, we'll have log w is equals to x log x. So that means 1 by w dw by dx is equals to first function's differentiation into second function plus first function into second function's differentiation. So that is equals to 1 plus log x. So dw by dx is equals to w into 1 plus log x. So now we have these three things which we were looking for, that is dv by dx, dw by dx, and du by dx. This is du by dx. Now what do we have? We have this expression which we have already seen earlier, that is du by dx plus dv by dx plus dw by dx is equals to 0. So now we just have to substitute all these together, that is sum of these three derivatives is equals to 0. So let me do this here itself. On this side, right? So what do we have? First one, what do we know? That du by dx plus dv by dx plus dw by dx is equals to 0. Remember, we have to find dy by dx, and if you see then these expressions for du by dx, dv by dx, and dw by dx, you will see that all of them have dy by dx, right? So now we just have to write it in this form. I mean, substitute, we have to do the substitution and equate that to 0. So the first one, u, this u, we know u was y to the power x, so we can write y to the power x into okay, say log y plus x by y dy by dx plus the second function v is x to the power y, so x to the power y into this one log x dy by dx plus y by x, log x dy by dx plus y by x plus the third function or the third expression, that is this one. So dw by dx is w, and w is x to the power x into 1 plus log x. Now this entire sum is equals to 0. So that's all. What do we have to do? We have to find dy by dx. So if I take this dy by dx common on the right hand side, I have x into y to the power x minus 1 x into y to the power x into y to the power x minus 1, that is this term. In second one, it is x to the power y log x plus x to the power y log x, and in the third one there is no dy by dx, so leave that as it is. So this is dy by dx into this, and the terms which are not having dy by dx, that is actually, and that we can bring it to the left hand side, so those terms will be minus y to the power x log y minus y into x to the power y minus 1, right, minus y into x to the power y minus 1, and minus x to the power x log x, so minus x to the power x, directly we can write 1 plus log x. So these are the things which are on the right hand side. So now we have to just find dy by dx. So dy by dx is minus y to the power x log y plus y into x to the power y minus 1 plus x to the power x into 1 plus log x. This divided by this multiple on the right hand side, that is x into y to the power x minus 1 plus x to the power y into log x. So this is the answer. This is our answer. And you can see it is still very complex, but if you have seen, by using the logarithmic differentiation or applying that method, we have at least made it possible. So it is just lengthy, right? It took time to solve each of the three of them individually. We tried, so it took time there, and then we substituted here, so it only took time. Otherwise there was nothing very tricky in this. Only thing is it takes time to solve such problems. So that was about derivatives, and the method was by application of logarithms on both the sides. Now the next type is functions in parametric forms. So what does that mean? What are the functions in parametric form? What does it actually mean? So sometimes the two variables, that is y and x, which we are seeing right now generally, are neither explicit nor implicit, but there is a link of a third variable with each of the two variables, right? So generally we have only two variables. One is dependent, another is independent. And if it is dependent and independent, I can write it in this form. That is, say y is equals to f of x. So in this case, x is independent because it doesn't depend on it doesn't depend on y, but y depends on x. So we say that y is dependent, right? Such functions are also called explicit functions. There is an explicit relation between y and x. Then we have seen function like this, where this x and y cannot be separated, right? This function, we said that this is equals to, or this is called implicit functions. There we have seen that you just start the differentiating on both the sides or the entire expression with respect to x, or with respect to the whatever independent variable is, that we start differentiating with respect to that. Now there is a third type of form of functions, that is parametric form, where the two variables in question, like for example, if our two variables are y and x, they are not directly dependent or related, but indirectly related. How? Say for example, we can have y as function of theta and x defined as function of theta or some other function of theta. So these two are not directly related, but indirectly, if theta changes, y changes, and if theta changes, x also changes. That means both the variables are dependent on theta, and if theta changes, both of them changes. So that means these two are related, and that's why this form is actually called parametric form. And it is actually very easy to find the differentiation for this. We know that y depends on theta. That means if theta changes, y will change. So you find dy by d theta, and then you find dy by dx by d theta. And what do you have to find? You have to find dy by dx. So in that case, you divide them. That is dy by d theta divided by dx by d theta. That is if you have to find dy by dx. And if you have to find dx by dy, even that can be done. That is again easy. That is dx by d theta divided by dy by d theta. This is what this this technique is. That is, you find them separately, dy by d theta and dx by d theta, and then you divide them. So it depends what we have to find, whether we have to find dy by dx or dx by dy, right? And again, this is very simple method. So let's understand it by solving few problems. Let's say we have x is equals to some a cos theta and y is equals to some a sine theta. So these are the two functions. They individually, individual variables like x and y are dependent on theta. So now we have to find dy by dx. So this is the question. So first what we are going to do, we are going to differentiate them individually with respect to theta. So dx by d theta is minus a sine theta, and dy by d theta, from the expression it will be equals to a cos theta. What do we have to find? Dy by dx. So that will be equals to dy by d theta divided by dx by d theta. So that will be equals to a cos theta divided by minus a sine theta. So a cancel, and that is equals to minus cot theta. So this is dy by dx, that is equals to minus cot theta. And this is how we solve this parametric, the functions in parametric form. This is how we are going to differentiate them. Let's see some next question as well. Say now I have x is equals to 80 square and y is equals to 280, right? And we have to find dy by dx. Same thing. So what we are going to do, we are going to find dx by dt. So that will be equals to 280, right? And same way dy by dt, that is with function of t, so with respect to t, so that is equals to 2a. Now what do we have to find? We have to find dy by dx. So that is dy by dt divided by dx by dt. So dy by dt is 2a divided by 2at. This is equals to 1 by t. So that is how y changes with respect to x, that is at the rate of 1 by t. Let's see one more problem. We have x is equals to a theta plus sine theta and y is equals to a 1 minus cos theta. So again, dx by d theta is equals to what? We have to differentiate with respect to theta. So this will be a 1 plus cos theta. Done. And same way dy by d theta, that is a 0 minus sine theta, that is 0 plus sine theta. So this is a sine theta. Now what is dy by dx? So dy by dx is dy by d theta divided by dx by d theta. Now here we try to understand dy by d theta is a sine theta, and this one is a 1 plus cos theta. You can leave it here as well, but it's very easy that we can simplify it further. Sine theta can be written as 2 sine theta by 2 cos theta by 2, and 1 plus cos theta we all know, that is equals to cos square 2 cos square theta by 2. So now this 2 gets cancelled, cos square out of that 1 cos theta by 2 cancels this, and our final answer is tan theta by 2. So this is the simplified version of our answer. So as you can see here, our knowledge of trigonometry is again important here. So trigonometry you will find application in almost all the chapters which we'll be doing here, except those algebra based chapters like probability and statistics. You will find use of trigonometry everywhere in almost all the chapters. Let us solve one more problem. It is given that x to the power 2 by 3 plus y to the power 2 by 3 is equal to a to the power 2 by 3. So it is an implicit function, right? And we have to find dy by dx. So something similar we were solving earlier as well. But here, if we have to solve this using parametric equation, what we can do is we have these two things, right? X to the power 2 by 3, y to the power 2 by 3 is equals to a to the power 2 by 3. So you can solve it normally, or you can try to apply parametric concept here. So if you see this x and y, it is if there is no 1 by 3 1 by 3 1 by 3, if there is only x square plus y square is equals to a square, it is similar to our trigonometric identity, that is sine square theta plus cos square theta is equals to 1. So we'll try to apply the same thing or same relation here. We'll try to see if it is possible to do that. So in order to do that, what we are going to do is we are going to do some substitution. That is x is equals to a cos theta. We'll try this. But if I put a cos theta, it will be, I mean, I won't gain anything. I'll get a cos theta and then whole to the power 2 by 3, which is of no use. So instead, who is creating problem? This cos theta, right? So I want this relation sine square theta plus cos square theta is equals to 1, something similar to that I won't get here. But if I take it as cube, then you can see x to the power 2 by 3 will become a to the power 2 by 3 into cos square theta. So that is better, right? So same way, our second substitution will be y is equals to a sine cube theta. So the two substitutions which you are seeing here are x is equals to a cos cube theta and y is equals to a sine cube theta. And now we have something in the form of parametric equation, that is parametric form, that is x function of theta, y, function of theta, x and y are related, right? So when I do this substitution, I don't break the relation which is there in the first line or in the question, original question. This is the relation, this must not break, right? And this is still there, and you can check this: x to the power 2 by 3 plus y to the power 2 by 3. You do it now. Instead of x, you substitute what is the value of x. X is a cos cube theta. So this to the power 2 by 3 plus y, sorry, what is y? Y is a sine cube theta. So a sine cube theta whole to the power 2 by 3. So what will be that? This will be a to the power 2 by 3 into cos square theta plus a to the power 2 by 3 into sine square theta. So we have this a to the power 2 by 3 common. Inside I will have cos square theta plus sine square theta, which is equals to 1. So this becomes a to the power 2 by 3, which is equal to RHS. So that means now this is for understanding purpose. This is not part of your solution. This we did to verify whether our substitution is correct or not. So we see that, okay, this substitution doesn't break anything. Where is the proof? This is the proof. This is the proof. Okay, but nobody will ask you. We will just, this much is sufficient, these two things. But the idea behind this is here, right? Okay, so this is our substitution, and we see that we have now two parametric, or we have x and y related together in parametric form. Now that means what? The parametric equation we already have these two. Now we have to find dy by dx. So if you have to find dy by dx, first divide by d theta and dx by d theta, and then we divide. So let's find what is dx by d theta. So dx by d theta will be equals to a into 3 cos square theta, and then differentiation of cos theta, which is equals to minus sine theta. So if I have to simplify it, I'll write 3a cos square theta sine theta. That is our dx by d theta. Same way I can find dy by d theta. That is, with respect to theta, we are differentiating y, because y we have expressed in terms of theta. So this is equals to a into 3 sine square theta, and sine theta's differentiation is cos theta. So this is equals to 3a sine square theta cos theta. Now what do we have to find? We have to find dy by dx. So from here itself, I'll be able to solve that. That is, this will be equals to 3a sine square theta cos theta divided by minus 3a cos square theta sine theta. So this sine theta cancels one of the sine theta. This goes 3a cancels. So our final answer is just sine theta by cos theta, that is minus tan theta. Now this is not the answer, because our original question is not in the form of theta. Our original question is actually in the form of x and y. So our answer cannot have theta. What is the difference from the previous questions? In previous question, our question was having theta. In the original question statement itself, there were theta. X was function of theta, y was function of theta, directly given to us. But here what do we have is x and y connected together without involving any theta. So we have involved theta, we change it to parametric form. So now it is our responsibility to bring it back to the x and y form. So now we should know what is tan theta. So we have x is equals to a cos cube theta, y is equals to a sine cube theta. So that means what will be y by x from there? From there, we see that y by x is equals to a sine cube theta divided by a cos cube theta. That means that is tan cube theta. So what is tan theta? Tan theta is cube root of y by x, right? So this means dy by dx, that is final answer, dy by dx, which is equals to minus tan theta, is actually equals to minus cube root of y by x, right? Or this can also be written as minus y by x to the power 1 by 3, that is cube root. So these are our answers. This or this, both are right. Right, so that is about the parametric form. And what I'm doing now is I'm sending you these exercise right away in the WhatsApp group. So you try to solve these problems and let me know if you guys face any difficulty in solving these problems.